If you guys want any cheap MSP, PSN codes or cheap game codes, make sure you go over to g2a.com and use discount code B87 to get 3% off your total order. Hi guys and welcome to episode 2 of the Fatal 4 with Luis Suarez. We had 25k to spend yesterday. Not that good, but you guys did choose the 2 upgrades and one of them, both of them actually, were from Real Madrid. We have Toni Kroos going into the team and also Iker Casillas, which you'll see in a moment. Now you guys supported this series awesomely yesterday, smashing that like button and leaving loads of comments down below. If you can support this series all the way throughout on not just my channel, but all the channels involved, make sure you do. If you don't know the rules, make sure you go and check back through the previous episode, and all of them will be stated into there. It's a mini road to glory. As you can see, we're aiming to get a full gold team, but the way we do that is by getting money, scoring goals, and not losing. So that's going to be the aim. We are playing 2 games today, as always, and by the end of the episode, you will have 2 choices, which I will want you to go and have a look at. So with that said, guys, let's get into game number 1 and see how we do. So game 1, we come against Ryan Rovers. He has a full goal team with Huntelaar, Lewandowski, Schweinsteiger, Alonso, a lot of very, very nice looking centre midfielders and a very solid defence as well. Quite a pacey defence. Not the team you want to be rocking up against when you do have a few silvers in there, but thankfully Luis Suarez individually was able to cause a lot of trouble, even getting a penalty on the 11th minute. Now, for me to get the most money out of the player, I need to score with that player. So Luis Suarez steps up for the penalty and puts it over the goalkeeper, giving us 30k in the bank. If you guys didn't know, regardless of what happens in either of the game, the set figure comes from the game itself. So if we win this game 7-0 and then lose the next game 4-0, we will still be in profit. Well, yeah, you'll understand it anyway. You'll understand it. So taking that 1-0 lead, thinking we were safe, and this guy started knocking on the door with Lewandowski, a very solid player who's very difficult to try and stop. A lot like how Luis Suarez is. I love him. Like a lot of people didn't rate him that much, but his dribbling and shooting is ridiculous. Even though the second goal he did score, getting us 60k in the bank, wasn't the best of goals, it's a goal nonetheless, and for some reason his keeper started to, well, mess around. He does get a corner after a brilliant save from our goalkeeper Casillas being put in the right place at the right time, but it wasn't the problem which was caused. The problem was this: he manages to pick up the ball outside the area, dribble on in, and I actually got the ball, but referee gives a penalty. Now, referees are the worst when it comes to goalkeepers taking out players, but not when it comes to players taking out players, and he does manage to get 25k back, as that's what happens when my opponent scores. He takes 25k off me, so we walk away with 35k from this game. A nice 2-1 win, money in the bank nonetheless, so we definitely have an upgrade. As you can see, I've dominated him and probably should have had more goals, but didn't actually happen. So let's see how we do in game 2. Now, game 2 is fantastic. Rocks up with a nice looking cheap hybrid team as well, with a fast defence and a weird attack, which I wouldn't have expected anyone to rock up with the likes of Fetfatsidis in the right forward position and also a few other dangerous players. But he actually caused me a lot of trouble doing the skills as well. Thankfully, I was able to shut him out a few times, catch him on a few counter-attacks, as you are seeing now with Hernandez being the centre of this one and just running straight on through. Now obviously we're aiming to get the ball to Suarez to get the most money we can, and he gets 30k in the bank, but that isn't locked in yet, and the reason it's not locked in is because my opponent still can score. We then get an assist with Luis Suarez, banging it on through to Hernandez from a nice free kick. He sent his player to go and cover the line, leaving him open on the left hand side, slotted him in, and that was how that did finish. We then make some huge defensive errors, and Fetfatsidis linking up with Afellay, and Afellay, causing a huge deflection off my defender's ankles, does beat the goalkeeper, making it 2-1. That takes us to 35k again. He then, in the 72nd minute, somehow beats my defender and equalises the game. This takes us to, I think it was 5. No, it would have took us to something anyway. It's a ridiculous figure, but we'll sort it out at the end. So 2-2. We then had to go to extra time, as that's what happens in the online single matches, and we actually take the lead with Luis Suarez selling with a chop and outside footing it into the back of the net, sealing a brilliant performance by Luis Suarez. I had no complaints every time he went forward, he scored, but it was a solid defence to break down, mainly down to the pace. He then, in the 94th minute, an instant reply. It was annoying, like really annoying. The ball just bounced straight to well, I don't even know the players' names, but he does manage to equalise up, making it 3-3. Looking to go towards penalties, and then I let him in on the 120th minute. And you know what is going to be happening from here. Nice 1-2, trying to clear it, and Van Ginkel was just causing a lot of trouble for my defence. And it was actually Salpangidis, I think it is how it says, does seal the victory for my opponent. So regardless of Luis Suarez scoring 2, we do end up going negative figures, but obviously each game's locked in individually. So at the end of this episode, you guys do have 35,000 coins to spend, and hopefully you spend it wisely, getting us some nice upgrades. I've offered you a few decent upgrades as well, seeing as though some of the players are getting quite cheap. And the first choice is Isco and Alba in the left back and cam position, or you can have Dani Alves and Searchy in the cam position as well. You guys leave a comment down below. Choice 1 for Isco and Alba, and Alves and Searchy for choice 2. Leave the comments down below, guys, and the next episode will be next weekend, so hopefully we'll be able to add them players in them. Smash that like button, guys. Subscribe if you are not subscribed, and until next time, see you all later. Have a very, very nice day.